So, Darrel, how's your day been going
right.
so far? Hey, we're live, guys. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the empty edition of Pop Culture Renegades.
The empty edition? Is that what we're calling this?
Maybe. Hey, we got Ryan in the chat.
Hey, man, what's up? How are you?
How is it going? So, today we're going to talk about episode 14.
Yes.
Fake Kamen Rider.
But before we get into that,
Yes.
Let's plug everything right now. For everyone unaware, we have a little group that we use with the hashtag show called THS Hashtaggers. It's on Facebook. Go ahead and join that. What that basically is, it's our chat room on Facebook. So whenever we're done here, you can move over there and just talk about whatever it is that you want.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
But we use it too. Anyway!
Yeah, so I'm on there, you're on there. We talk about whatever.
I just realized how low my chair is. I'm looking at like your screen and just...
Do I switch?
No.
I guess I don't mind switching. So, yeah, so it's a great group. We share news. Who are y'all? Special Form 12 says that. I am Jimmy.
And my name is Darrel. And yeah, welcome back, or welcome to Kamen Rider Corner.
Yes. So before we talk about the episode,
Yes.
there are some scans
We
were
have
released.
news!
We have news. That's a first.
Yeah.
Just basic toy stuff. The first is the full bottle,
The full bottle.
which is the Rabbit Tank full bottle. It's a double-sided full bottle that could be used with the hazard trigger, which I haven't seen a picture of yet. And pretty much what it does, it will let build have a single version of whatever. So it's all tank or all rabbit.
Right.
Which looks kind of inappropriate. Just looking at the toy.
It looks kind of like a shake weight.
Yeah. You know what? If it shakes, that's exactly what it'll
Well,
be.
it looks like you're going to have to. I mean, look at the arrows on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get it for sure. Who knows how much it's gonna cost? The next one next to it is the DX Full Bottle Buster, which is the weapon for his next for that form actually, and it can hold up to 4 full bottles. 4 full bottles will activate the ultimate match break. A single full bottle will activate the full bottle break, and the full bottle will activate the full match break. That is a lot of full. That looks pretty cool. It also looks expensive. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, like Special Form 12, who's in our chat right now. What's up, man? He posted up translations on his Twitter. I'm looking at them right now, and I think that's awesome. Having this cannon be this giant Buster Zord thing. But I've noticed a lot of the concerns is that the last couple riders haven't had a final form weapon, and it's just kind of been like carrying over. And so like now that we're getting this for like the mid-season power-up kind of sort of form, this is like, are we not going to get a full final version?
We'll see, but Special Form 12, he pointed out, the hazard trigger is right there above the gear of the top of the build driver. Yeah, so if you look closely enough, you could see there's kind of a red thing above, like next to the crank.
Yeah.
Right above the gear. That looks like it's the hazard trigger. And that'll allow you to use a single full bottle.
Yeah.
Or that single full bottle.
What it looks like to me, it looks like you kind of just rip off the handle of the Buster and just like plug it in. I don't know.
That looks like it's...
No, it looks...
Yeah, no, it looks like it.
Yeah. I don't know. This thing looks weird. I mean, we don't know much about it right now. There's some little scans of like what it actually does in the Buster scan. At the very bottom, there's like 2 little panels. It's like, oh, it kind of shows an animation of like what it would do. But until we actually see it in the show, we have no idea what it does.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
Tank, and rabbit.
Yeah, that
I don't know.
Sounds silly, but
yeah.
I'm up for it.
They look cool. The forms as they are, they look awesome. So.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of Ryuga's form. So that's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, Claws, whatever.
Yeah, like I hopefully like because when I first saw that, I was like, oh hey, we're finally get to see a form from Sento that he can just transform using like a singular bottle. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, just to extend the toy line and the show and longevity. Because apparently they've purified all the full bottles. Apparently,
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a sec.
We'll see. But yeah, it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to spending more money on these toys. So
yeah.
he mentioned the bottom image shows Bill Tank form rolling around, caterpillar legs, and shooting a bazooka from his arm. Think I see that? Okay.
Where? What?
I think it's on the bottom of your image because I can't see it on mine.
Right here?
Yeah, it's right there. You see it?
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Cool.
That looks awesome.
Like an actual tank.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Cool. I can't wait for this. This looks like an awesome weapon. The forms look awesome. But yeah, I can't wait. But we also got a new rider.
Yes, Kamen Rider. Well, I don't know if we have a picture available for him, but it's Kamen Rider Grease. So I think last week I had mentioned that we were gonna get like 3 new riders, all using 2 new riders that use this new belt, and Ryuga was also gonna start using this belt.
Yes.
And this is the first of those riders. As you can see, he kind of has a cool little wrench.
Here he is.
You can see it. I don't know if it's on the screen, but you could see it.
Yeah.
And instead of full bottles, they're kind of like little squishy juice things that you get. Yeah, that are popular.
You know, I'm a sucker for shiny gold. Shout out to Legacy Gold, Zeo Gold. But this, okay. I don't know. I don't like his helmet more than anything. He looks like Ant-Man.
I mean, this is Kamen Rider. They're bugs.
But
why is that your complaint?
He legitimately looks like Ant-Man, just gold.
You can't please this guy. Maybe that's what they're going for.
I like the new form, sparkling. I think that looks awesome.
I think he looks cool. I like his new, it's the Scrush Driver and the Robot Scrush Jelly. Yeah, so it looks cool. I mean, it has a little kind of wrench thing that he turns, which squeezes the pouch.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. I'm looking forward to the other riders, what they look like, who also use this belt, which is at least one more plus Cross Z. So I'm curious if they're going to change the way he looks, or if it's going to be the same but with that belt.
Yeah. So it kind of like, it's funny because it's confirmed in this episode more or less, and on his Scrush Driver, that these are basically drinks. I thought these were just like, oh, it's a bottle, a container of the elements and stuff like that. But no, especially in this episode, because we get to see sparkling, it's basically saying, oh, hey, these are sodas, or these aren't sparkling. These are just regular drinks, and then we have the sparkling, and then we have our juice boxes. It's like, it's weird that we're still calling him Kamen Rider Build, you know?
Kamen Rider, drink!
Yeah, like...
Sorry.
Anyway. I don't know. It's weird to me knowing that, like, these are drinks. They're not just, like, bottles, containers.
They're toys.
Of the element. Whatever.
These are toys.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, so, Special Form says he is a writer who comes from Hakuto, so that's one of the other prefixes.
Most likely come from.
Yeah, most likely. His finisher is the Robot Grease Punch, which, okay. Is he a robot? What if he's a robot? That'd be really cool. What's interesting is that this rider is most likely Hakuto's own military weapon created through the rider technology. Mm-hmm. So I am curious to how that's going to play out.
Hopefully, like, each section of this new Japan, Neo Japan, has their own rider. So yeah, we still have to wait on one more once this finally comes out.
Yeah, as far as we know. As far as we know. So let's talk about the episode.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it. So we're going to be talking today about what's
episode 14.
14.
And it's called Fake Kamen Rider.
Ooh, Fake Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it's kind of a confusing title a little bit because there's not really a fake Kamen Rider in here. But I do know where the fake comes from.
I think it's just the fact that it's like, what's his name, says that there's fake ideals in his bringing up Sento. Owner.
Yeah, because he's like,
owner.
you were playing the role of a Kamen Rider. You weren't a Kamen Rider, which you could tell really got to Sento. Can I point out how silly it was really smart, but it was really silly how they portrayed these being fake. Like the little arrow comes out.
Oh, that was great.
I think it was great, but there's a certain amount of people, who like you gotta take Kamen Rider seriously. You can do it in your geek voice.
You have to take Kamen Rider seriously. Kamen Rider is more serious than Super Sentai because it features one rider and it's very mature.
Yeah, but then
Don't make fun of me!
But then stuff like this happens, which I love, by the way. But it's one of those things where it's like it's
one of those things that you're watching, you're really into the story, and then it happens, and you like take a step back. It's like, oh right.
Yeah, they've had several moments throughout the series. I've been watching Gaim.
Yeah.
I'm on episode. I just finished episode 25, so
you're halfway.
I'm halfway there, but there's points where like people have told me that, this is a lot darker sometimes. It's really serious. Mm-hmm. I'm watching it and like they're breakdancing and like really horribly, by the way, to the same song every single time. And then certain really silly things happen in between these really serious moments. And
it just breaks it up, and it's nice.
It's a nice amount of levity. That once things start getting too dark, it's just like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable, and this kind of silly thing happens, and it kind of takes you back a little bit, and it brings some much needed levity, which keeps it being a kid show, which I think is really, really fun.
Yeah. I mean, this episode was a lot of fun. Oh, we're jumping straight into spoilers, guys. Like, for anyone that ends up watching this during the stream or after, we're just jumping into it. So, we have a new form in this episode. Sparkling!
Pepsi. It's Kamen Rider Pepsi. Let's be honest. He looks like the Pepsi logo. His henshin thing is someone's having fun. His henshin thing is a soda can.
Yeah.
It's Kamen Rider Pepsi. I like the form. The ears kind of remind me of All Might from My Hero Academia. His power is soda.
Yeah.
He has the power of carbonation. It reminds me of the energy, the fruit energy.
Yeah, the soda
Gaim.
thing. It's funny that like we get another soda themed power up. Technically.
I just think Japanese people like soda. I mean, I can't blame them because I stopped drinking soda for a while. But look at me now.
This is soda. It's not.
It's apple soda.
It's literally soda.
Okay. Special form brings up a good point. There's a possibility that this is going back to the toy thing with Grease. There's a possibility that it could be Utsumi, who was shot on the bridge because his actor never received the flowers. So one thing that people should know when a Sentai or Toku actor, when his character dies,
they receive flowers.
The actor receives flowers.
Their departure from the show, basically.
Pretty much, but they receive flowers, which is really, really cool. So that is true, and we never really saw him die. We just saw him fall into a bit of water.
I don't know if he'll become a writer, but we know that he is a hazard match.
Yeah, and he can be brought back at any point as well. It doesn't have to be as a writer. So we'll see what happens there. We got Blackwing in the chat.
What's up?
Yeah, he straight up looks like soda.
He does.
Yeah, he looks like the Pepsi logo. If I were to go to Japan right now and if I don't see a Build branded Pepsi can, I would be really upset.
Now that you're saying that, I wonder if these are based on the Ramune, because it has the
shaking thing,
the ball,
like a marble, right? That's interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what goes through the creators' heads when these things are created, but that's interesting. Yeah, so we got a new sparkly form. It's cool, and he fights with the power of carbonation, and it's really OP apparently.
That fight scene was really one-sided. Really one-sided.
It was incredibly one-sided.
And granted, he was fighting these giant CGI snakes for most of the fight, but like one direct hit to Bloodstock, bless you, and he was henshined.
Yeah, he almost beat him. Like, he was really close. And then he says something very interesting, saying like, you could have almost finished this, or something like that. Like, he knows that there's a step beyond what he's created.
Yeah. So we special form 12 brings up a really good point, because we kind of skipped it because we were kind of moving around.
Yeah.
How the sparkling form was created, and it was used with the essence of the Pandora's box. So way earlier in the episode, when Master was being chased by Sento to get away, he used the Pandora's box to kind of blind him a bit and knock him back. And during that, there was some remnant of the Pandora's box left in front of Sento.
And it created
he managed to absorb it. Oh, no, it created a little bottle.
Yeah.
Which Sento took with him. And
that was a little, like...
convenient.
Of all the energy, it's just going to form a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, of all the things it could have formed...
I kind of wish that it kind of laid around and Sento he took out one of his empty ones to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like that would have been such a simple, like.
Yeah,
done,
I would have preferred that, but hey, it happens. Blackwing says there's no way he could become a writer, referring back to Utsumi.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It says possibly. I mean, I think that would be cool. We've already established that he could become at least Night Rogue.
Yeah.
So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that he come back. He's like, he thought I was dead, and then
I think they're gonna do the whole Gaim thing, how the powers can kind of be passed off to other people, or not Gaim, Wizard. Am I thinking of Wizard?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not the expert here. I'm just watching Gaim.
Well, what I mean is like, okay, so like, I'm not using these powers anymore. Here, you can use them now, as long as your hazard level is like high enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I just do find it interesting that at the very end of the episode, and I know we're skipping around quite a bit. The master, he's like, "Oh, you beat me. You're almost there. You can keep everything. I'll get it when I need it." So like it's one of those things where it's like, you don't know what he's up to. Like he's up to something, and he's up to something. What that is.
We don't know.
Question.
Well, we know what his general plan was. It was so he took Misora and he gave the bill driver to Sento, and he was like, "Hey, I need you to purify all these full bottles and fight the good fight and win and everything like that.
Yeah.
Be a hero." And while he wasn't necessarily lying per se, his ultimate goal was to purify all the full bottles. Because we learn about Misora's backstory, more of Misora's backstory, through this battle.
Yeah. Which was really, really interesting because he was like, I was just using her because,
it's all she can do.
Yeah, pretty much like, she was purifying them, but she found out they were being used for evil. So it was affecting that, and we can't just threaten her because that would make it even more difficult to purify them. But we need her, so I staged this thing where we escape, we find a hero, and now all these full bottles are being used for good. So she's able to purify them. Now that they're all purified, whatever. Like we don't need her anymore.
That brings to like a couple of questions. One, Misora just showed up in this room the day before the Pandora box, the Skywall tragedy happened. She was just unconscious in this room. Where did she come from? Why is she just in that room? Why is security such crap in this universe that someone can just walk up and just touch the the Pandora's box and cause a national tragedy? Like, this girl was unconscious in the room, exposed to the radiation, and then when she woke up, she
was comatose for like 7 years?
Yeah, and they were just like, "Oh, you're awake. Hey, can we strap you up to a machine and see if we can make bottles?"
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Like, why? How did they know? I don't know.
Yeah, and we got part of this as well. Not just during this conversation with Master, but during the karaoke scene. Yeah. There was a scene where they didn't want Misora to know that her dad was actually Bloodstock. So while Sento developed the can, he talked Banjo into taking her out on a date. This is their second date now. Yeah. If they don't get together by the end of the season, I think it'd be really pointless.
I don't ship that. He has to not until he brings them over to the sakura tree. Oh yeah, not chipping it.
Yeah, he takes her to cherry blossoms, and then because she's gonna get sick and die, and he's gonna mourn her the whole season. I mean, to be fair, this is more dates than he ever took his real girlfriend at.
What happens if they do start dating and then Misora just dies? He can't keep. Oh, I'm sorry.
She becomes a different full bottle, not a dragon.
It's just a running gag that everyone that he dates just dies.
That'd be awfully bad.
That'd be so bad
for a kid's show. That's
a horrible message. Don't fall in love, or else your lover will die.
Let's check the chat. Let's see. This could possibly mean. Okay, so Special Form 12 says this could mean that the sparkling form in particular could have a unique link to Pandora's box, or over time, build suffers the same effects from Pandora's light.
Well, see, that is pretty interesting because now he's using straight up the light of the Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Before he was using what's the they took the
Smash.
the power of it, turned it into Smash, extracted the Smash, and then purified that. You know that.
Yeah.
And so while these are powered by the Pandora's box, they're not straight from the Pandora's box.
They're not directly linked to it.
Now he's using a giant soda can that has the powers of both Rabbit and Tank.
Yep.
Plus Pandora's box. Like,
Blackwing asked, how long did it take for you guys to order all the bottles and the driver? It didn't take very long. We just hit click, order, and they were...
How long did it take for them to ship?
Oh, it depends. This one, the driver with Rabbit Tank, Gorilla Mond, Ninja Comic,
yeah,
and
special
Hot
full
Gatling.
Normal full bottles equals the Nebula gas. The Nebula gas
yes.
Yeah.
And sparkling full bottles, Pandora's Light. Ooh, so now that they have Pandora's box, this means that whatever they do with that is already going to be stronger.
See, that's the thing. Like, and now that they have Pandora's box, they can continue to make sparkling or whatever the next form will be even stronger, assuming he like does something with it.
I'm curious if they're gonna release like sparkling, any other full bottles. I know that there's sounds in here for other full bottle sparkling forms, but I'm curious like what would a sparkling Hot Gatling look like? That'd be really cool. Like, because pretty much the features
He would shoot bubbles.
Oh my god! But the features are kind of exaggerated for Rabbit Tank. Those much bigger ears and sharper edges, and his bubbles on his painted on.
I'm actually surprised how like great that aesthetic works. Actually,
yeah, it's a Pepsi logo.
No, I mean, but with all the sharp, with all the sharp edges and the circles and stuff, you know, you're a graphic designer.
Yeah,
you know what
no,
I mean?
I think it looks awesome.
It's just like, that's a design that shouldn't look cool, but it does.
It's one of those things where, for a regular main rider form, that would never work. But since it's an upgrade to a regular form, that's why it works.
Yeah.
It's supposed to kind of look bigger and more out there. I just realized we completely skipped Blackwing's question. I don't remember exactly how long those took, but they came directly from Japan. Everything else is shipped from Collectibles, and I got that within a week. So, shout out to Mark Frazier. Okay. Let's see. But Special Form says we know that his goal is something different than merely using Pandora's energy to turn it into a weapon.
Yeah.
So
there has to be something more. And I'm like, as we said before, I hope that he's still good and he's just trying to raise their hazard level so that way they're ready for whatever comes their way.
Like Greece, because if he's from a different district, that means it's...
You know, I really hope Grease doesn't show up and he's like, I'm stronger than all of you even though I've never had any training.
Unless he has had training.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. It's just like, I really hope he just doesn't show up and kick butt and is like, yep, I'm here now.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he puts up a fight. I hope he doesn't win though, because if Grease could beat Night Rogue, I mean, if he could beat Sparkling Rabbit Tank, that means he could probably beat Night Rogue and Bloodstock, which kind of defeats the purpose of having them run at that point. Like, what's going on there? So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully he puts up a good fight.
Yeah.
But hopefully he doesn't win and he goes back and comes back stronger.
Well, I want to touch upon this really quick. So, he says this whole episode, we've come to know that all the full bottles have been purified now. So, if they were to find another Smash per se, extract the element, purify it, are we just going to get another tank? Are we going to get another, what is this, cleaner? Are we going to get another Gatling? You know, why, how do they know that these are the only full bottles available?
Because we'll get Dr. Gamer.
Let's stop that. Put that down. Put that down.
All right, so hold on. Before we get farther, Special Form 12 says, my theory is that he will allow others to do the hard work by unlocking the energy within, and then he'll just steal it away later. That does make a lot of sense. Maybe he was playing weak. Like, oh, he unlocked a new form. I'm going to allow myself to get defeated.
Yeah.
To, you know, make it look like he has the upper hand and to keep getting stronger. Oh, and I'm also going to drop the bomb to him that Gentoku, that's Night Rogue. Just parting words.
I'm just letting you know. That's what I mean. Like, I think he is good. He's just crazy now. Or maybe I would, you know, if he turns out to be the final villain of this series, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't like how anticlimactic that was. I kind of wish that Sento would have
figured
it out on his own.
Night Rogue on his own.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better. I do want to commend the writing staff for writing Sento to be so smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's legit believable that he's as smart as he is.
Yeah.
Because he gave the guy fake full bottles. Like, he knew exactly what he was going to do. And he knew what he had to do to mess with him. So he tricked him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he's kind of... I'm onto you in a way. Which it really showed that, yeah, he's as smart as they want us to think he is.
I'm realizing now also that during this episode, you know, when he says, oh, by the way, Gentoku is Night Rogue, this is the second time we've learned the identity of another writer, that Sento has learned the identity of another writer through someone else.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, I appreciate that he's so smart, but it's also a cop-out because he's so smart. It's like, I feel like he should be able to figure that out on his own, but it's like, Nabushima's like, hey, by the way, Bloodstark, your owner guy.
Yeah.
And Night Rogue? Yeah. Gentoku, your boss.
Yeah.
And it just feels like such a, oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just figure this out on his own?
It just feels really anticlimactic. I do like the way that they handled the Nabashima master one. I like how they handled that better because he called him and then we didn't know. We knew that he knew, but we didn't know exactly what he told them.
Exactly.
It wasn't until the episode later where he verified it. I mean, he still has time to kind of verify it, which I think he does in the next episode. Hopefully, to kind of really show his detective skills. Maybe Sento will use this to his advantage and say, okay, well, he doesn't know that I know, so I'm going to mess with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to get as much as...
Well, we get to see a little bit of that in the preview.
We can see like a hint.
Yeah, but the preview doesn't spoil a whole lot, but it does spoil a little bit. So if you haven't seen the preview yet, just kind of glaze over it.
Andrew Suarez, who's also in the chat, says maybe we see how strong Grease is if he makes a cameo in the Heisei movie, which does come out soon.
Which Special Form 12 actually responds to, saying that Grease does make a cameo in that movie at the end, but he doesn't really fight. And that's usually what happens with a lot of the extra people. That's what happened with Gokai Silver. As happened with, there was another writer that did that recently. I can't remember. Not recently. But that is the usual thing. They kind of just show up at the end and is like, yay, I'm here. I'm going to be a thing in the show in, like, the next episode, maybe.
Yeah. Which, for us, we get those movies really late. So
yeah, and because we have to wait for them to come out on Blu-ray or DVD and then get subbed. And then...
So by the time we see them, they've already been established, maybe even defeated.
Yeah.
Special Form 12 says he just takes the Phoenix and Robot full bottles from Sento. I'm guessing that he's referring to Grease, maybe?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably. That makes sense. He's referring to Grease because he comes in the cameo. Let's talk about the movie real quick.
Okay.
I want to see it today.
It looks great.
Can you fly to Japan? We'll take Special Form 12 with us. he'll translate as we're in the theater. It'll be fantastic.
We're having live subtitles.
He's not subtitles. It's dubbed. He's dubbing it for us. He's doing the voices. That'd be great. Can we make this happen?
That would be great. I really want to see, like, I would love to see a writer movie, because we get to see it, you know, like later, but then I want to see this in a theater. I think like all these like writer movies would look awesome in theaters. Have you ever watched? You haven't seen Double, right?
No.
The A to Z movie from Double, that looked awesome, and I've always wanted to see that like on a giant theater screen, because there's certain parts where I was like, this was totally meant to be 3D, like.
Because I've seen a few of the writer movies, specifically the Super Sentai versus Kamen Rider.
Those oversaturated movies, the ones that were good for the first two, and then the rest are.
But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Heisei Generations, because I know X8, I know Build. I'm starting to know Gaim. I'm like halfway through Gaim. Once I'm done with Gaim, I'm hopping over to Drive.
No, I would say watch Forza.
When we watch Forza?
I would definitely say watch
So you want me to
Forza.
go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forza is amazing.
I saw like the first 4 episodes of Forza.
It's great. It makes me...
That's how we became friends. I just walked up to him and said, we're friends. And then he hated me, and I spent the whole season trying to have him be my friend.
We're friends now, by the way. But yeah, I would definitely say give Forza a chance.
Because I was going to kind of do it in order. So it was like Gaim, Drive, then go back to
So
Forza.
you can jump around with those seasons. None of them are really canon anyway.
Oh,
it
of course.
matter.
I just, going by whichever's newer. And then eventually...
I would go...
I do want to watch Double.
If you're trying to watch everything in the movie, I would go Forza, and then
I'm not watching Ghost.
and then O's.
Oh yeah. The coins.
Because O's is great, and I've said this before, O's is great, but it gets hit with a lot of the anniversary crap. And so it doesn't get a complete story, it doesn't get a fleshed out story. And while there is an ultimate ending to it, it's just kind of like, oh, that could have been better.
I'll watch... I don't want to watch Ghost. I'll eventually watch Ghost.
No one really wants to watch Ghost.
I saw the first several
Guys, I
episodes of
watched
Ghost and I couldn't
the
do it.
first 2 episodes of Ghost, and I did not... I couldn't.
I couldn't handle it either.
Or no, I saw up to the episode where he got Musashi, the red form, the first one. That's
the first episode.
Or no, Edison? Not Edison. The green one. The green one. The green one is the last. Okay, so I saw up to episode 3, and I did not like it.
Even the stuff I've seen of Ghost outside of Ghost, I don't like Ghost. I don't like his character.
I like Spectre.
That's blue?
The blue one, yeah. And I like the henshin device of what's his name?
Necro?
Necro.
Necrom,
whatever. Blue, green, silver, and black.
I like the Ascension device.
He looks cool. And I like the thing that you have to like kind of swivel it, but overall, Ghost doesn't look appealing to me. If you like Ghost...
I doubt you like Ghost, but if you like Ghost, we're not knocking
No shame to you, but
Yeah.
it's generally regarded as one of the worst... Not as great seasons recently. I'm not gonna say worst.
What would you say is the worst?
Jesus, I don't know. That's a great question, actually. What would you say is the worst writer season?
In the comments, give us your worst writer series. Mine is Ghost. Because I tried watching Ghost. Here's my story for Kamen Rider. I knew about it. You've heard the story.
Yeah.
I knew about it. I wanted to get into it, and I decided I'm going to start watching it. It was right when Ghost started.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a few episodes of Ghost. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. And I felt really bad because I was like, people like this. This is like people love this. You know, they cosplay this. This is their fandom, and I can't get behind it.
Right.
So I felt really bad. It wasn't until I started watching X-Aid when I was like, oh, I like this a lot. And
Contrary to popular belief, I don't hate X-Aid. It's not the worst season, but it's not my favorite.
because he hasn't even watched it.
It's not a comic book.
Special Form 12 says, I like Ghost because I understood what it was trying to do.
And I understand that completely.
But it didn't do.
I understand that, like, Ghost, he died and he had to find all the icons to become, like, alive again. That sounds like, theoretically, that sounds like a great, like, premise. But from what I understand, as the series went along, it was just not about that anymore.
Yeah. Special Form 12 says, maybe we don't share the worst, because Special Form 12 brings up a really good point.
That's why I try not to say worst.
I don't have a worst writer series because I always find good aspects of the show, and I don't want my personal opinions to take you out of getting into Tokusatsu.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm already wallet deep into Tokusatsu. So there's absolutely no way I can't. I know
you're wading into full bottles already. Just a pool of full bottles.
Full bottles and Kyutama and like gashats. So Silent Edge says Ghost did not appeal to me whatsoever, though Ryuki and Blade were just bad.
That's what I hear though. I hear Ryuki is actually like, it's not as great as it should be, but it's watchable. Blade, I've heard, is just bad. But Blade has a huge following though, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know what to believe because I haven't seen it just yet.
Soon we'll watch them all.
Yeah.
And we'll be here talking about them.
Really quick. So, like, we're going to jump back into episode really quick.
14.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot else that happened.
There was a lot of fights.
There was a lot of fights.
And
I really appreciate all the story that was kind of thrown into this episode.
Yeah, it was kind of sandwiched in between fights. So it was a little bit of story, a lot of fights, story, fight, story, fight.
And I really liked this episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
I'm almost willing to say this was like a 4.5.
Oh yeah, easily.
4.5.
4.5 out of 10. I'm kidding. Out of 5.
Because
9.5 out of 10, or 9, maybe 9.6, 0.7 out of 10.
8.5, 9 out of 10.
There we go.
You know, it's like, this was a great episode, and it's kind of following that trend of the last episode. It's like, oh, this was awesome. You know, this is everything we wanted Build to be, and now it's finally being that. I just want to hope it holds. Yeah,
if this stays this good, then this would be a really good series overall.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets better, perfect. But if it stays at least to this level, and it doesn't do what some of the older episodes try to do with the super convenient stuff.
Yeah.
Or just...
I'm a little concerned, though, that it took, you know, as we've said before, that it took 13 episodes to get good. And most people only give a series the first 4, 5 episodes even.
I give it the first 40.
Yeah, he gives it the first 40. Except for Ghost. I
broke my rule.
But, I mean... That's the thing, you know, I'm concerned about the ratings later on, and, like, I hope they don't get to a point where, like, oh, man, this would be great for the story, but the viewership and the money isn't there because no one was watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that the issue with Build, it's not an issue. The thing with Build is it's never been bad.
Yeah.
There was maybe one episode where
it's just consistently good, and that's, unfortunately,
because
it's what we have to call it.
Yeah, but these last 2 episodes, 13 and 14,
these feel like writer episodes.
Yeah. So, and I made this thing. I said this last week as well, that to some people, this would be the episode. Not this episode. 13 would be the episode where people point to and say that's when it picks up.
This is when it starts.
You know?
This is the episode 5 years from now when I'm like, I want to go back and watch Build. I'm gonna watch this episode. This is the episode more or less that you would go back to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which was, you know, we got a little bit of Claws. We got a little bit of him. We got a new form. We got some OG Rabbit Tank action. We got one of the newer forms to sell toys. It had a little bit of everything.
And it was good.
Yeah.
Even though we had a new form, it wasn't like... I mean, it was. It wasn't a buy the toys kind of moment.
It kind of was.
It was just very,
because
like...
the amount of times they zoom into the can, it was like, this is in stores now. Pre-order on tocollectibles.com. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at that and I was like, I wasn't going to buy it. I haven't bought it yet, but I am really considering it. It's getting to me. Bandai, what are you doing? I'm not a child. Stop selling toys to me.
Stop making me appreciate plastic. Glorified plastic with sounds and lights.
And shaking action.
Yeah, I mean... This is a great episode.
I really
I hope
enjoyed
the trend continues. And yeah, like for everyone else that ends up watching this later on after we're not live, if you have your least favorite Rider season or the worst, if you want to go there,
depends on how negative you want to be.
Yes, post that in the comment sections below, and we'll read them off, and then we'll talk about it. Hopefully, he'll know enough about the series so we could like discuss it. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We talked about all the points that were hit in this episode, really.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, Sawa got more information on, who was it? Was it the dad? Master?
Master.
Yeah, I mean, it was par for the course as far as Rider series, you know, plot goes. I'm actually checking the last video to make sure we don't have any comments. Oh, okay, cool. So we actually have some comments from last video.
From last week! Thank you, guys.
So, FVA says, thoughts on best matches. Rabbit, the reflex move and high speed, and Tank, unstoppable movement. Gorilla, unbeatable strength with Diamond, unbreakable body. So, last week, if you don't remember, we were kind of going back at how are they going to, like, how did the people who made these best matches, how do they come up with them? So this is their thing. A hawk, Mystery of the Sky versus Gatling suppression, probably referred to like a gunship. Ninja, illusionist, comic creation. Lions can produce loud roars without exerting too much pressure in the lungs. And cleaner, using air pressure to exhale and inhale dust. Okay.
I like that one. That one makes sense.
Yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense. Dragon is the guardian of treasure, and Lock, what Lock is that treasure. That's true. In a lot of folklore, there's a dragon guarding a castle.
I agree with that one.
Treasure. Yeah.
That one's interesting.
The security fantasy. That's what that is. Lastly, pirate, raider of the ship / transport, and the train is fast transport. So yeah, well, for that one, I'll just keep saying that it's Gokaiger Tokyuger. That's references to that. Yeah, that was a comment for that one. Thank you, FVA, for leaving that comment.
Special Form 12 is asking us to talk about the emotional fight scene.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we can hit that before. We can hit that before we go off air. Totally.
Yeah. So this is fight scene. No music. You just hear water, and they're fighting.
It was very symbolic. It was very. It was a really intense moment.
Yeah, like I felt.
You didn't hear the transformations at all.
You had a little bit of it, just so you know it's there, but for the most part, the water hitting the floor, that was what you heard.
You know, because Sento is now fighting. You know, because he doesn't have his memory, he's fighting the one person he thought of as a father figure.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't call him dad or anything like that, but now he's like, hey, welcome home, blah, blah, blah. And it's like getting to him the whole time. And it was just, that was actually really heart-rending to hear, knowing that, like, we're in episode 14 and nothing's going to be the same anymore, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is, Misora doesn't even know yet.
Yeah.
As far as
we know, she has no idea.
Yeah, she has no idea. Yeah. So this whole scene, he was practically dead. Like he had him. He's like, all right, well, you're done. And he was about to, but like Banjo does this thing where he throws his sword.
He just throws his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, which...
He's just reckless. I mean, it's cool.
It works for him.
Yeah, it works for him.
Yeah, but that was definitely... Like, when I was watching it, at first I thought I was having audio issues. Like, that maybe music was supposed to be in one ear and the water was supposed to be in the other or something. I was like, maybe they mixed it weird. Maybe it got messed up when they were dubbing it. But, like, I watched it for, like, one more second and I was like, oh, no. This is how it's supposed to be. And it made me feel kind of uneasy because I'm so used to having this epic music playing during these fight scenes, and just to have water pouring down and them kind of screaming at each other.
He's losing everything. Also, I'm just now, again, every time we talk about this, I'm like, have all these like realizations. Who's gonna pay for the cafe now?
That's right.
Are they just gonna go homeless?
I hope not. I mean, maybe the next, 36 episodes?
Because Sento doesn't have a job. Banjo's wanted. Reporter salary, I'm sure, isn't enough to... Yeah. And... Oh, wait. Misora can just...
No, we got it. We figured it out. Misora can do her idol thing.
Yeah, I just figured it out.
She can do her idol thing and just have people send her money. She's done work.
Never mind. They don't have to worry about rent. It's cool. Everything is figured out now.
Never mind.
Crisis averted.
We're good.
But yeah, this is a really intense fight, and I really hope that it continues to happen. I hope that, like, Owner, if he continues to the end, they have more of these encounters where it's really emotional, it's really, like, heart-wrenching, because here's this person that taught him everything he knows about himself, and is like, by the way, it's a lie, sort of, kinda.
I'm just curious, and Special Form brings it up as well, how the Owner has his backstory as an astronaut, happens to be in the same hospital as Misora.
Yeah.
And how he brought her and he saved her. So to her, that is her dad. Like,
yeah.
She calls him dad.
We heard it in this episode.
You know, I'm curious to how she's going to react when they tell her, it's like, look, he was just using you. He didn't care about you. He cared about what you can do.
Oh, he cared about her.
Yeah. In that way. So I'm curious to how she's gonna take it.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't rescue you because he wanted to save you.
I wonder how long it's gonna take for them to tell her. If it's gonna be next episode or if it's gonna be later down the line.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do something because I've noticed this with a lot of Toku is they like to keep secrets and from their friends, and eventually those friends find out anyway, and it's like why were you keeping the secret? Just tell them. Like Gaim is doing this a lot. You know,
how long do you want to make bets on how long it'll take for them to tell her? Are they just gonna be like, he's away on a trip, a very long trip, that he can't?
He went to go visit Grandma's farm.
I want to say.
I think she's gonna find out next episode.
I'm gonna give it like 3 episodes before we like. Figure
I
it out.
think it'll be the next episode. Honestly, I don't think it'll take too long. I think next episode, because it's one of those things where it's like, where is he? Oh, he's at work. Where is he? He's still. How can he be at work? Like, it's been a week. Like, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be with the next episode or the episode after, or they might even just wait until after the Christmas break to tell us. So, with that said, we should start wrapping up.
Ooh, this is actually really interesting. Special Form 12. This is probably the last comment. What if Misora realizes this about Dad and collapses back into a coma? Huh. That would be a really interesting plot point.
It would be.
Because then no one can do the bottle thing anymore.
No, because if he's doing... He didn't use Misoda to make the sparkling can.
Yeah, but...
He did that on his own.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, because she didn't know. So, I mean, I'm not saying that she's useless. I'm just saying that they don't need her specifically for that. I mean, they'll still try to save her because she's still a part of the team. But I don't think that's going to play that big of a role. But that could happen where she might go into a coma and maybe they have to figure out how to get her out of that coma.
Right. All right. So, I mean, we're probably going to wrap it up here. This is a question that hopefully will come to fruition later. We'll get to learn about that.
And then Special Form 12 says, or what happens if Misoda comes into contact with the Pandora box? Does she get stronger? Does she die? Like what happens?
She becomes a god.
Yeah.
A rabbit tank god.
Yeah, the Silent Edge brings up a good point as well. Misoda will probably find out soon because Sento and Banjo are pretty honest people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not known to keep secrets. Sento kind of a little bit, only when he was.
But I feel like this will be like, this is a huge thing though, that like, you know, keeping this a secret from her. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll definitely see. So we're going to start wrapping up. Before we say goodbye, plug your stuff.
What's up, guys? All right, so you guys can find me on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Darrel Delfin. You can find me on that hashtag show every Saturday for Ranger Wrap Up and Henshin Hangout, and then here on Sundays for Kamen Rider Corner. I'm not going to be here next week because stuff. Also, I literally, in about 3 minutes on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Darrel Delfin. I uploaded a new video. I'm going to try and start using this more regularly for my own stuff and just updating you about what I do in my life and anime, Power Rangers, Tokusatsu, all that fun stuff. Voiceover, whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys stop by. Please leave a comment, share, subscribe.
Where are you going to be in San Diego again?
I'm going to be... Oh, that's right. Thank you for that. Friends. I'm going to be up in San Diego for Coliseum on January 6th next year. Wait till New Year and then 6 days after. For Coliseum, please stop by if you have the chance. All the donations are going to the Lupus Foundation of Southern California. It's going to be going to a good cause. We're going to have Power Rangers there. I'm going to be there. Danny Castellanos from We the Geeks of East LA. And Jamie's going to be there.
Yes. Our good friend Brendan Mejia, who is Red Dino Charge, is also going to be there. Tracy Lynn Cruz, Yellow Space Ranger, is also going to be there. So it's going to be a fun event. We're going to be there. Come say hi. Again, all the proceeds go to a really good cause. Yes. So if you're in the area, or if you don't mind going to the San Diego area for a day, come by, say hi. Yeah, it should be fun.
Awesome. I want to, one last thing. Ellen Peterson, in our comments. Patterson. Oh, Patterson. For the Kamen Rider Neo Heisei jump. Why does it skip from Wizard to Drive, and is a good idea to start X8 so early? So Kamen Rider is very interesting, and Super Sentai also is interesting in the way that you can just start any series and not have to worry about any other past season, with the exception of Ghost and Decade.
They're
And Forza, technically.
they're very loosely linked.
Yes.
So
After Decade, because Decade screwed up the entire timeline, Onore Decadal. Yeah, so all the seasons after Decade are very loosely linked to each other. So you don't have to watch one series in order to get the other. That's the same with Power Rangers and all that other stuff. It just, you watch a series and you enjoy it for what it is, unless you watch the team-up movies, which happen on a yearly basis. So if you watched the last season, you can watch it like that. I don't think it skips from Wizard to Drive. It's just a yearly thing. So,
yep. And then my plugs.
yes.
You want to find my personal stuff, I'm at youtube.com/JimmyIsAGeek. GL Jimmy on both Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to find my other project, Angel Grove Radio, you can find that at angelgroveradio.com, facebook.com/angelgroveradio. We've actually been posting a lot of the new Sentai and writer stuff on there, so if that news interests you, then definitely stop by.
Well, it definitely interests me.
Thank you, and you like our page. So.
I do.
Good friend over here. Yeah, so if you like Power Rangers, Sentai, Kamen Rider, check out Angel Grove Radio. Pretty much wherever, just type in whatever.com/Angel Grove Radio, you'll probably find us.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to... Sorry. Next Sunday, we're going to be going live again. I will be there. Jimmy maybe will be there.
I'm going to be by myself, so that's a maybe. If anything, we'll
see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Anyway.
So with that said, if this is your first time on the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, or smash that like button. Yes. Leave us a comment, giving us just whatever, talk about the episode, give us your favorite, your least favorite writers, whatever you want.
Or if our question of the video, what is your least favorite Kamen Rider series?
Yeah, or yeah, Sentai even. Well, it's Kamen Rider Corner. Let's keep it a Kamen Rider. And just kind of interact with us and chat with us on THS Hashtaggers on Facebook.
Yes. All right, guys. Catch you guys later. And don't forget, we are the
Pop Culture Renegades. All right, guys. See you guys soon.
Peace out.